What is up, everybody? We are live. The music
I
was
don't
still
know.
on.
I don't know what you were doing, but man, everything was going nuts on my screen.
It looked okay on my screen, but I guess we'll find out. Um, but we're live, and I don't see it on my YouTube. But this is that guy, and what's his name? Didn't screw that up, and we're live. Look at that. How you doing, that guy?
What's going on, George?
Not too much. I'm just trying to see what's up with this. Like why it's not. There we go. It's working. Let's see if I can rewind. Hold on.
What do you think? This is TiVo? This is YouTube, man.
Oh, it was playing the music.
I couldn't hear it.
It was playing the music, but the it was at a part of the song that was at the end, which I didn't know. I thought it just cycled, whatever. So as the music came on, it, it went off. So I'm like, did it go off because I went live? And then it started going, when I was talking. So, but that's all right.
The little
Love
kinks
it.
will work out over time.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, we are live. Shouldn't change anything that we're doing because this will eventually post to our channel anyway. But this is our 36th episode, and this is how long it took for us to go live. So
Well, we always talked about doing like a one-off, the actual recording night, and doing like Twitch live without,
yeah,
just a voice and us streaming.
yeah,
We never did do
yeah.
it.
We
Well, I
we
think you did a
we
couple
did go.
times, but
We I know I went live. I went live. I think with
on a
you too.
Saturday,
But
I
yeah.
think.
It's been just Warzone stuff. But it's kind of cool just to have it be this. And then when it's done, it's done. No work for me. I don't mind that. But we'll see how it goes. I don't really expect too much, in terms of comments while we're live, but it'll be cool if that ever gets to that point where people are checking us out. Uh, I do want to say that we are working on coming up with a time and date and all that other stuff for our future episodes, but because Kyle got some news that I don't know if he completely shared with us on the last podcast, but it will definitely interfere with our recording, and he's very selfish that way. So
It will 100% interfere with our recording.
yeah.
There's just
So
no time at all there. But
how do you feel about working overnights
it doesn't bother
from
me. It's
from six to
basically
six?
it's basically kind of what I did with papers when I was doing that 7 days a week. I would stay up overnight.
Yeah.
I'd sleep until maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and then I'd be up until I was finished. On some of the longer days, it was probably 7, 8 o'clock, and then from there, I'd sometimes stay up and play Xbox or do something for a couple hours, tend to my animals or whatever. So going from doing that 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to really only having to do it 3 days a week, realistically, right now, I don't think is going to be too much of a transition. Actually, last night or this morning, I should say, when you guys got off, I shut everything down. I went and brushed my teeth. I was like, all right, I'm going to lay down. And I must have laid down for all of 5 seconds. I was like, yeah, I'm wide awake. So I ended up turning my Xbox back on, and I think I was up till 6:30 this morning.
Well, that's good. So we got our first live comment already. So guess who it is?
Seriously?
Yeah,
It's cuz Hank.
it is. He
Ah,
says,
look
I
at
mean,
that. What do I win? What do I win?
you win my respect. He says,
I don't want that.
I mean, I'll comment because I'm
I don't
watching.
want
So
it.
thanks for watching, Nick. We appreciate that.
Thanks,
You
man.
know, um, now you get to watch it in boring real life. It's no fast forwarding or pausing or whatever you want to
I
do.
don't give a shit about this part.
But I'm trying to get comfortable in my chair here. But yeah. So I mean, now that I mentioned Nick, why don't we jump to the comments so that way we'll get that out of the way. And
Yeah, Nick can retort in real time now if we say something that he doesn't agree with further.
yeah, that's cool too. So let's see here. Don't need it to play. Comments. So Justin said, literally the custom game that guy has us play is snipers only. Did I say this last time? Am I on the
No,
wrong
no,
one?
he had mentioned it before, which I want to say. Hold on, it's
Yeah, okay,
bullshit.
yeah,
Okay, I never have the party leader. I give it to somebody else. I don't want that responsibility. All right, so he's the
we
one who
said
starts the
this already.
games.
No, you still say what you want, and then we're just
No,
dumb enough to
fuck that.
cater to it.
No, no,
Yes.
no.
Anyway, and then I mean, I wish Justin was on because then he could tell you. I
Yeah, he'd be
also like
lying.
how he said. I also like how that guy complains about backing out of his driveway, but makes fun of me when I turn around to leave. And then he said, Overwatch is around 8:30. Drop in on most nights. Don't let him ghost you. So I guess you're playing then. And then he said, I'd love to try to catch a live stream. Probably only mess with that guy every other time he spews his incorrect opinions. And then lastly, Dumb and Dumber is the movie title, and you feed the wonderful ducks cut up grapes. Well,
That's right.
um,
You're saying there's a chance.
I don't think ducks are wonderful. I'm just saying.
They're not. They're horrible people.
Yeah. And then Nick, Nick's comment. I like the porn music you played as the intro, which we attempted to play it again, by the way, but it was a little off. And then, other than that, I feel the same towards my former employer. You both know who that is, who you both know. The outro music left a strange taste in my ears. Never use that again, please. Man, I
Which
like
one did
that.
we use for the outro music?
Um, I probably could go to it right now, actually. Hold on.
I don't
I don't
remember
know
at
if you'll
all.
hear it though, because you didn't get to hear the music on the intro. Um, I don't even. Maybe it was lo-fi. I can't remember actually. Let me know if you hear this. Oh, I have the music all the way down. No one can hear anything. Can you hear anything?
I cannot.
That sucks. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was night driving. Nick, if you're still on, tell me what it is. And then I can't see the comments and this at the same time, but maybe I can see them on this.
Just fast forward to the end of the.
I'm not doing that. And then rock. It might have been rock. I don't know. Whatever it was. But anyway, you can't hear it, so it's not as much fun.
Nope.
But
Can't hear a thing.
I can't hear a thing. But those were our comments. We got um 12 views and 3 likes. 25% like ratio.
It's the highest I think it's ever been.
We are amazing.
Uh,
Were there any shorts that did anything? I don't think I did too many this week. I don't
that
know.
that rule number one got you like 1,500 views.
That's old though. That's the one that had the guy who wasn't very nice, and I called the
Was it
douche.
that one?
Hmm. Oh no, that was a different one. This is the one where somebody made a comment, not on this one, on TikTok or somewhere, where they were like, basically like, "Aren't you a little too old to do that?" I'm like,
Yeah, I remember that one.
stupid. Nick said, "I like the Rock one. If you would have played it, I would have been triggered."
We did like the rock one.
Yeah,
We almost chose that one.
I can't remember which one it was, but oh well.
Fuck it.
Um, yeah, we have
Speaking of
one
fuck it,
watching,
when
so
is
Nick,
Lent over for you?
I don't know. Whenever Tracy tells me to stop. I mean, it essentially is over because I'm so bad at it. I mean, I'm really bad at it, painfully bad at it. But when I'm aware of it,
I
like
know, and we weren't even like really antagonizing you anytime to try and get you to slip up. You're just doing it on your own.
it is deeply embedded into my soul. So trying to not curse, it it is very difficult. No joking. I almost said no bull, donkey doo doo. So, but anyway, yeah. So the reason why I was late getting this thing started for Nick and anybody else who might watch this at another time Um, my little dog, his name is Peppermint. He has a super rare disease where basically his legs don't work properly. They just don't. And he's not that old. I mean, he's not young, but he's not that old. We've gone through all kinds of special treatment for him, like all different things, the rehab, all this other stuff. And every once in a while, he struggles like standing up, basically. So normally what happens is like I'll take him out to go to the bathroom, I'll bring him outside, set him down, he'll stand up, he'll poop, and then I gotta make sure he doesn't fall back into his own poop because he doesn't have a lot of like strength in his legs, like whatever. But the last couple nights he's having trouble even standing up. You know what I mean? So trying to get him in a position where he can poop, you know, that's it's tough. It's one of those things. So tonight he wasn't having it. We tried like a harness, like to put like on his back legs, like whatever, to kind of like hold him up. But it's almost like when you can't pee because too many people are around you, right? Like it's almost like a stage fright kind of thing for him. He's like he's not in control of where he is, so it's like he's not gonna poop, you know. So right after this, actually, I'm gonna have to go back out and try again because he didn't go at all. After that, we took stuff off of him. I stayed with him, and he just kind of laid down in the grass the entire time. And it's cold out, so I'm not gonna stay out there that long with him. He'll get too cold. But last night, in the middle of the night, he woke up, had to go poop. Went outside, did a very little bit of poop, brought him back inside. 2 hours later, woke up again, and we know when he has to poop. Like you know how like your animals, right? Like he does this thing like where he starts shaking like really quick, like little like vibrations, whatever. So we're like, all right, because that's not the sound he makes when he's thirsty. It's not what he makes when he's hungry. That's the sound he makes when he has to. That's what he does when he has to go to the bathroom. So we take him, do it all. I mean, I got bursts of 2 hours of sleep last night, and that was about it. Like two here, wake up, two here,
And you said
wake up.
this morning that you had to get up pretty early too.
Yeah. So it was a rough night. I am beat. I was talking about with Tracy, like I'm gonna look like super tired on the podcast, but oh, I look super tired all the time
I was
anyway.
gonna say it's
So
every single recording, so don't worry about it.
yeah,
You look as good as you always do.
yeah. I mean, I definitely, I'm definitely
You probably
tired,
don't
but
feel as good, but
yeah, but I'm still gonna play afterwards. Do, 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 do.
I started playing Lost Odyssey again. We've
Cool.
talked about it a few times. I've just been I've been looking for something like that that's new and exciting that I haven't played before, and those games just don't exist anymore. And I looked on the Xbox Marketplace the other day. Right, it's 2023. We already have next gen consoles. They've been out for a while. There's all these new optimized games coming out that are brand new. Some of them that they're optimizing that are older. And like, so I go on the Xbox Marketplace and I search RPG because that's what I'm looking for, some kind of role playing game. And there's only 9 that exist on the Xbox Marketplace. 9.
Hmm.
And it's like, that is so fucking depressing. They're just not coming out with those type of games anymore. And like, so there's one. Have you heard of Elden Ring?
Mm-hmm. I
So
thought it was Elder.
no, it's Elden,
Is it Elden?
and
Hmm.
that's an RPG game, but it's like a hack and slash, right? So you've got swords or melee weapons, and I've never really liked those type of games. They just never interest me. But there's one called Wo Long Dynasty that just came out, very similar to Elden Ring, and I downloaded it because I was like, all right, I'll give this a try. It's brand new. Let's see what it's like. And it looks great, and the story seems pretty good, but it's so fucking frustratingly difficult. And like that's the point of the game. And I understand it for like those hardcore gamers who like that type of gameplay. But like, and I'm gonna get shit for this because I just sent an article to the group chat with Justin because it's like they're looking at the statistics and 60% of people who have that game haven't even got past the first boss yet, and I'm in that percentage because I haven't done it because it's so fucking difficult and for like no reason. It's the base difficulty of the game, so it only goes up from there.
That's
So
funny.
like trying to find an RPG like a turn-based, a JRPG like that, like Final Fantasy, some of the older Final Fantasy games, and some other franchises that have branched off of that. And they just, like I said, they don't exist. So like the closest thing that I have is Lost Odyssey. That is one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of the best RPGs of all time. It's just old, and I've done it so many times, and it's still enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the shit out of it right now, but it's not new. I don't know.
So what is it like? A good story, good character? Like, what is the thing that like is appealing to you?
Everything. So like when the game came out for the 360, so it was on 4 discs, right? And that wasn't something that came around much anymore because of the newer technology. They were able to fit bigger games onto, 1 disc. Back on PlayStation days and some PlayStation 2 games, they couldn't do that. Like Final Fantasy 7 is one of the notorious ones that people know. It's got 4 discs also because the story was so big it couldn't fit on one. They had to, put it on the different ones. So on a 360 game, having a 4 disc story, it not only looked great, it was flawless in terms of its gameplay and its mechanics. The story, the characters are fantastic. The way they did their battle system was unique. Nothing else I have ever personally seen that has done it. It basically perfected everything that Final Fantasy did, and it's from the same developers. It's not like it's a completely different studio, but it's it's incredible. It's got live voice acting, so you can hear the emotion in the voices, and that was something that was just starting to come around that time. For like the older Final Fantasy games, it's all written text, so you just kind of have to create, kind of like you're reading a book, create the personalities yourself, which there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, seeing and hearing is always going to be better when it comes to something like that. Unless you've played a JRPG, and that's what they're referred to, turn-based, it's kind of hard to explain the appeal.
It just seems for me like too much for me to like grasp. I'm so simple minded, like trying to learn. We talked about this the other day, like trying to learn new things for video games for me. It's like, no, I just don't have that skill set. I was actually worried about this season of or this game, like Warzone 2, because I knew like they implemented all the different things, all the backpack and all the other stuff. And I'm like, I am not gonna have the skill set to actually do this. I was like, I'm gonna be like, what do I do? But it's actually it's easy. So
Yeah,
I'm
you did
sure
do it.
I'm sure
See,
once I do it, like it's fine.
yeah, I was just
But I
gonna
felt
say
I
that.
felt that way when I first started playing Warzone altogether. Because I told you I'd never played a first person shooter before ever before Warzone. So I'm like, everything I played was going to be based off of like The Last of Us or the oh my god, the not Rainbow Six, the oh
Battlefield.
my god, no, not Battlefield. It's a Tom Clancy game, but it's the third person, and I'm losing it. Nick knows if he's still on. Hopefully, he'll say what it is. But it's
The Division.
the Division was the online. It wasn't the online one. You can play it online, but it wasn't. Oh
Was
my
it the open world
goodness.
one?
Kind of open world. Not. I mean, there was different like areas that you had to do, and as a drug lord, and you were in like Costa Rica or something like that.
Far Cry? You're not talking about Far Cry, right?
No, no, it's a Tom
Yeah,
Clancy game.
I know which one.
Um,
It's the open world one, but I don't remember what it was called.
I see it like in my mind. I just can't make out the words. The we played the first one and the second one. I played it with all the Best Buy guys, but it was all third person. It was really fun. I really liked it. Um, I would play it now if other people had played it. Would if other people were playing it, whatever. But and it had like a custom part too, like a PvP kind of thing, which was fun. But then everybody started playing Warzone. When that came out, and it was like if I wanted to keep playing with people, that's what I had to do, and then I like it. So
I think you wouldn't have an issue because, like in this one and a lot of older turn-based games, that's exactly what it is, right? It's turn-based. So you would have characters. Most of the order would be like agility or speed of some sort. The higher the speed, the sooner in the line that they would go. So it's like your character's turn. You have an eternity to decide what you want to do. You've got, and you're not, you don't have a time limit when it comes to these battles. So you can sit there and you can really strategize. And if you set a command for that character, you can go to the next one. Most of the time, you can go back and cancel it and say, okay, I want to do this. You have different stages where you can use items or different skills. So it at first it's kind of all thrown at you, and you're like, holy shit, I'm never going to be able to figure this out. This is going to fucking take forever. And then you slowly start to get quicker at it and going through. Um, and that's how I don't think I've ever played a turn-based RPG that had like a timer that forced you to do something
Oh my
within a
god,
set amount of
I'd
time.
freak out.
Yeah, I don't think it would work out. There have been some other games that have been kind of close to that. Like I know Final Fantasy 13, it didn't have a timer per se, but it had like, how can I explain this? So it wasn't turn-based, so you have five characters facing five enemies, just for the sake of the argument, and the battle would start. And then you have like this area that you can move around in, and you can set up characters in different locations and do different commands. But as that's going on, the enemies are still attacking you. So it's like essentially a live battle. So you can, if you were to just sit there and not do anything, they'll eventually kill you because they're just going to keep attacking you until you set the command. So it technically was kind of command based, but it wasn't turn based. It was all happening at the same time. And that's when it started to, I know a few other ones prior to that, but they were getting away from the turn based part of it. But if it's a true like JRPG, there's no real timers at any that I've ever played anyway. Justin will probably chime in because he's a big fan of turn based RPGs also.
That's cool. For a minute there, we had two viewers. Second viewer didn't comment, and then now we're at zero. Nick left us. So remember,
Fuck, man.
20 minute, about 20-minute mark. That's how long. That's how long we got to keep someone's attention. So that was good. We'll take it. But it feels different now, like being live, like seeing that, seeing like the other eyeball like pop up with like two, and I'm like, waiting to see if anybody's gonna comment. It just adds a different feel for our thing. It's interesting. It's weird.
It's pretty cool.
So weird. Yeah, but I'll try other. Oh, you know what? That reminded me. So I was asking Emerson because he's my little um, gamer when it comes to uh, Minecraft, right? So he loves it, plays it all the time, and I was like, he has a disc. He plays the digital version. Tristan plays on his computer with the disc, but I'm like, on his PlayStation with the disc. Do you play with on PC or Xbox?
I have them both. I have it on PC and Xbox, but I play it on the Xbox because I don't have a setup for my gaming PC to be able
Okay.
to play with a mouse and
So
keyboard.
technically, I could play Minecraft with you because it is cross-platform. I just couldn't play with you if you were playing on PC.
No, you technically could on PC too because they have a Bedrock edition on PC. They have
Hmm.
Java is the main PC one, but through like the Microsoft, they have the Bedrock, and we could play.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, no, we could play on console because when I play with Kelly, she's on PlayStation. She's on PlayStation 4.
Okay. I might want to try that. Um, I've always just on principle, not a real principle, by the way, just didn't like Minecraft. I'm like, I don't understand how the if like something that's just cubes can be that exciting. Nick's still watching. He's back. I'm still watching. We appreciate you, Nick. Um, but I mean, I think I would be into like the creating your own world part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like doing that stuff, digging for like the materials and building and all that other stuff. I think I could get kind of lost in that, like for hours. You know what I mean? Um, but just fitting it in, just like everything else. Like I wanna do all of these things. You know.
So I'm gonna get on my soapbox here real quick. And it's funny. I just got a message from Justin, not now, but this is I don't know 20 minutes before we started recording, and he was asking what my most played game was, like what I put the most hours into. And I think between us, both of us were one of the older Pokemon games, but I did say Terraria and Borderlands 2 specifically out of the genre are honorable mentions because I put unbelievable hours into that. But Minecraft is up there. And it's tough for me to talk to people about it because I played it when it first came to console in like 2014 or 2015, and it was absolute bare bones. You had nothing to do, and I still put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. It was just kind of like what you're talking about, the grind, right? Like if you go into a survival game versus they have a whole cheat code creative mode where you can do absolutely anything you want with
Hmm.
no consequences. You do the survival part of it, you've got stages of your world and your whatever you're building. You know, you've got the primitive part of it, just something real quick to survive. Then you eventually start building the resources up and getting different materials to make different things. Maybe you do different builds and such. And now the game is infinitely more complex and better than it was 10 years ago when I played it and put all those hours into it. And I stopped for a long time because they are notoriously horrible with putting out content. They just, in my opinion, and it took them forever to add all this shit, and it still takes them forever to add all of it. So like Kelly was trying to get me to play with her forever because she played it a ton over the last couple of years, and I was like, I don't want to. I put so many hours into it. I just didn't think I could do it anymore. The same shit again, right? And finally I ended up getting on a world with her, and it's not even the same game. It's the same game, but it's not the same game. So,
Yeah.
like, what you're talking about is basically what I've been doing. And we have a realm, which is basically like a server for consoles. So she owns it. I have access to it, and her cousin has access to it. And any one of us at any given time can hop into it. We don't have to have the other person online. We obviously do play with one another, but say maybe I'm doing something and you want to play, you can jump on and do something and then log off or continue playing until I get on. But anyway, and the amount of shit we have is so fucking cool, man. Like you would if we were to show you, you would think it's awesome, but you'd be super overwhelmed. We've tried to show a couple people already and they've kind of just been like, and it's so much to throw at you all at one time. But like there's no consequence to playing the game. Like, you know, you already
Hmm.
have it. You're not going to go buy something that you may not like.
Yeah.
It's fun as fuck, man.
Yeah. I'm sure at one point I'll get around to it, and if I'm not with you, Emerson will teach me the ropes. You know, he loves it. They do like him and two of his buddies are doing basically the same thing. They've got like a world or whatever, and they're all constantly building, and then someone gets mad when someone destroys someone else's something. Like all that crap because they're kids. Um, but anyway, Nick said that he said he was trying to remember that game, and like it popped into my head while you were playing. It's Ghost Recon. So I'm glad. I'm happy that I came up with it before someone posted it, before Nick posted it, because then I would have been mad at myself for not being able to remember it. But
The only Tom Clancy games I played were the Splinter Cells and the Division. I never played anything else.
well, Ghost Recon is basically the Division, except a different story. It's the same exact gameplay. So, and Division's fun. They're good games. I like them. One
Oh, the
and two.
loot and shoot genre that Borderlands basically perfected is my favorite by far. Like with Destiny 2, and Destiny makes me so fucking mad because it's the greatest looking game I've ever played, and I think I've said that before. Visually, it's un nothing comes close. And there's a lot you can do as a solo player, but end game, all the good stuff to get the best items has to be done with six fucking people. And like, I don't know, I haven't been on it in a while. I don't know if they've got a new matchmaking where you can match up with six random people, but even then it's impossible if you're not communicating with them. Like these raids that they have, if you've ever played like some of the division raids, they're just so fucking hard. You need all six people. Somebody dips out for 10 minutes, you can't do it. If you're down one person, you can't do it. If
Yeah.
someone's not, and I had some people that I played with religiously when the first one was out, and then eventually people fall off and they stop playing. And even I'm like that sometimes, but like when you really want to play it, that you just don't have the fucking people to do it, and it sucks. I reached a point in the second one where I played everything by myself and I didn't have anybody to play with because everybody was always like, "Oh, I hate that game," or for whatever reason. But their likes and dislikes of it were the same reason they didn't have anybody to play with.
Yep. I don't know.
Look at
I,
you
I, I
asking,
don't
man.
I don't play. No, I'm good. I was thinking, I don't play games by myself anymore. There's not really. If I would, I would just go back to The Last of Us. I think I told you I downloaded them again. So I need to play through The Last of Us 2, like actually play through it. I'll do that before some point before the next season comes out. But the last episode of the first season is tomorrow.
You excited?
Yeah, but I
Anxious?
don't understand how it can be over. It's the last episode that aired. To me, was the best episode of the season. It wasn't even an hour long, and the next episode is one of the shortest of the season, and it's the last episode, and that blows my mind. But because I know what's coming, you know what I mean. And I don't know how they're going to do it in that amount of time. Like I don't know what they're going to take out. Um, Nick said, "I love Destiny. I didn't like the fact that Destiny 2 had so much to pay to play." So,
They don't have pay to play. It was a season battle pass. It was the same thing like what they have on Call of Duty. You didn't have to buy any of that stuff. It was all cosmetic.
I mean, I don't know anything about the game, but there wasn't stuff that would enhance you.
No.
Hmm, I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
No, all of it was cosmetic. It would like be emotes, skins. They had different costumes and ornaments that you could get. There was a vehicle called the Sparrow that you could ride around on planets. You could get different ones that look cooler, change maybe an animation on it. But it wasn't anything like you could buy. You couldn't buy a weapon that made you super powerful. There wasn't anything like that. It was a battle pass, just like Call of Duty. So you could buy it and then you'd get whatever that in the battle pass. Then there was a free part of it where you would get certain things, like every 15 or something was a free one. Now in that battle pass there were materials that you could use to enhance things that technically would help you that you wouldn't get otherwise, but
He said
they were
all the
just materials.
DLCs they had were extra.
Extra weapons and stuff. I don't
All the
have any of the
DL.
DLCs, so
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. But back to The Last of Us because I sidetracked myself. Um, this episode, I want you to try to think back. I know it's been forever since you played the game. So do you remember at all when you took over as
no.
Ellie? You didn't even let me finish my sentence, you jerk.
Dude, I'm telling you, the year it came out, I played it like a week
Yeah, but
after launch. That's
it
it.
was
That was
such a good game.
2011.
Do you remember movies that you saw from 2011?
Name a movie from 2011.
I don't know any movies from 20.
But
I don't
Nick,
know any
Google a
movies.
fucking movie from 2011.
Don't tell Nick what to do. Anyway, you probably didn't even watch a movie in 2011.
Probably not. Wait, didn't the
Anyway,
Lorax come out in like 2011? I saw that in theaters.
I don't know. But anyway, so this is the part of the game where you're playing as Ellie. Joel's
I
injured.
do remember that.
I
I
don't know if you're
don't.
being serious or not.
I
Yeah,
don't.
there you go. Anyway, so Joel's injured. He gets injured in a different way in the show, but it's the same basic thing. He's out. Don't know if he's gonna live or die. Whatever. And then you take over as Ellie in the game, and you go through. You're trying to find food. You go after you hit a deer with an arrow, and then you chase it because the deer goes running. Whatever. And then you find another like who turns out to be a bad guy, right? Similar thing. She has her gun. She shoots the deer, hits the deer. Deer takes off running. She traces it. Whatever. And then this guy's there. So very similar. Whatever. Um, Ellie, Bella Ramsey, Ellie, the actress in the show. It was damn near perfection. It was so good. I'm not gonna do spoiler stuff, so it's not like when I was talking with Megan. Like I'm not gonna say what happened, but her performance in this episode was so good that it was like there's if you had any doubt at all about her being Ellie, like it's 100% locked in by this episode. She was fantastic. So I think what you should do is do like a free trial of HBO Max and like binge watch it.
I don't have one. I used one already.
Use a different email address.
I only have one email address.
Create a new email address. It's not that hard.
I've only had one since the inception of
I
Google.
don't know what to do.
I don't.
My
I don't
AOL,
have. I don't have another information.
but I only have one name. I can't use a second email address. Uh, anyway,
What you're
but
trying to get me to do is illegal. Okay, I don't appreciate it.
Illegal's a sick bird.
Trigger word.
We just had a second viewer again for like 3 seconds.
They heard
Woohoo.
illegal and they bounced.
Does it count as a view? Because if
Yeah,
it does, that's
fucking
pretty
right.
awesome.
Keep popping in, popping out.
That's what she said? Question mark. Anyway,
Wouldn't know. I'm sin free.
so the last episode, like I said, is tomorrow. It's going up against the Oscars, which it's been a huge amount of time since the Oscars have been beaten in the ratings on the day of, right? But there's a lot of people predicting that there's going to be more viewers watching the finale, the season, words are hard, the season finale of The Last of Us over the live Oscars.
They'll
That's pretty
fluff the
cool.
numbers if that happens
No, why would they?
to keep fucking Oscars relevant.
I mean, it's going to be the number 2 rated show.
So you just said it yourself. How long has it been since they've been beaten out? That's clearly something that they want to continue.
Well, they're not going to. The Oscars are movies. Like what would TV have? What would the people running the show like? What would ABC? I think it's on ABC. Who knows? Whatever. What would they have to gain? Like it's not. Why would they do that? It's not the Emmys. The Emmys
The
are
what?
TV.
Yeah, fuck the Emmys.
Well, there's going to be a lot of Emmys given out for this show. I can tell you that.
A lot of Emmys for Ellie.
She should get an Emmy. I
Emmys,
don't think
Ellies.
Pedro should get an Emmy. I'm going to give his performance an A minus. I don't want to say a B. He's good. He's just not Joel. Like the Joel from the game. His version is really good. Like I like everything he's doing, but being so partial to the game, like it's just a little. He's a different hero to me, with the same name. If that makes any sense.
A little bit.
I thought it made sense.
I said a
But,
little bit. I didn't say it didn't make any sense at all.
yeah, but it's kind of like a dismissive, a little bit.
It wasn't.
Felt
How was
like
it
it.
dismissive?
I don't know. Maybe it's just my frail ego. Anyway, looking forward to it tomorrow. I know Nick is too.
Do you guys text
Tracy,
each other throughout the episodes?
no, but right afterwards. We're not going to stop looking at the TV to text on our phone. What's
Oh,
wrong
there's
with
no
you?
commercials.
It's HBO, dumbhead.
I haven't watched TV in 20 years. Fuck do you want from me?
What's a commercial?
I don't fucking know. Those fucking ads that you get in between your YouTube videos.
Yeah. Unless you have YouTube Premium, is that what it's
It
called?
must be nice to have YouTube Premium, George. It
I
must
don't
be
have it.
fucking nice.
I don't have it. It must be, I guess. Let me know. Somebody in the audience. Nick, do you have it? He's the audience.
I actually do have it, and I never am not gonna have it because it's so much better.
Okay. Why do you say the things that you say?
I don't know. Why am I like this, George?
I don't know. There needs to be a case study done on you.
I did not have my consent.
We're
You have to pay me for that.
gonna Baker Act you.
This psychosis doesn't come free. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We've been doing this live for 38 minutes. Can you see that on your screen? Oh no, you're zoomed in, aren't you?
Yeah, I have mine all fucked up. If
Yeah,
I zoom
it
out,
tells
probably.
me it tells me how many minutes and then it has how many people are watching. I don't know if it has that if that's on the screen when you watch.
Probably not. You're the host.
You're the host. I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna check it out. Very professional.
Check what out?
I'm gonna look onto the
Oh, you're talking about through YouTube. You're asking if it's showing. Interesting.
It's not. It doesn't show on YouTube. Doesn't show
How much
the
of a delay is it? Just out of curiosity.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds.
That's a
Woo!
huge fucking gap. Holy shit.
Woo!
So, okay, all right. Well, that's kind of good though, because that gives us sort of like a parameter if we are on a topic and we think maybe somebody wants to comment, we can kind of have kind of a little bit of some silences in between. That way we have that time to see if somebody before we go on to something else and we bring it back. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? So having
Yeah.
it not flow seamlessly with the recording isn't really necessary because of that huge delay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say something. We're gonna go.
I wasn't counting. I think it was less than
I
a
didn't
second.
count either. I didn't count either. But it's funny. Nick is gonna just dominate our comments when he goes to our lives. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments. Is that I hope it says at the end how many like all those comments that we have. Maybe he's gonna boost our algorithm.
That'd be
Man,
dope.
remember when I could speak? I don't know if you knew
I
me
don't.
back then.
No, I
I
didn't
beat
know
you
you
to
back
it.
then.
I beat you to it.
Whatever. Whatever.
Oh, oh, I got some comments. Hold on. All these just dropped. I didn't see them. Oh, he just posted
Seriously?
one now. 9 o'clock, 9:02. So he said In Time was released in 2011. Also Green Lantern.
Yeah,
He
In Time.
said,
That was with Justin Timberlake, right? Where they had the time on their wrist. Yeah, look at that. Bam. Remembered a movie I saw in 2011. How's
so
that?
you just proved my point, dummy. You
What point?
actually just proved my point about
What
you
point?
being able to remember something from 2011. You're like, I can't
Yeah,
remember the game. It was
okay.
back in
Yeah, I
2011.
absolutely. I remember the movie. I remember who was in it, and I remembered the plot. So guess what? It was fucking The Last of Us. It was on the PlayStation, and I remember the plot of the zombies. So there you go. There's your correlation.
The plot is not zombies, so that's wrong.
It's zombies. Fucking fungus.
Anyway, so then he also said Green Lantern. Then he also said who
Didn't
watches
say
the
Green Lantern.
Oscars, and he goes, "You aren't even reading them all." So I guess that means the comments. So they weren't there until I just backed
Yeah,
out
you
and
have to
came
hit
back in.
send, Nick, after you type it into the, little bar there.
I wonder. I wonder if it doesn't scroll down on its own. It should though. So I clicked on the banner to switch the banner, and I came back to the comments, and they were there.
Don't know.
So I don't know. I'm sorry. I try. Okay, I'm not perfect.
Did you play Overwatch yet?
No. Did you play Overwatch with me yet?
You don't give me a time of when you're available to play.
Yes.
I haven't played in a few days either.
I have not played in a few days either.
Echo.
Do you want to play Shadow?
This is what we're down to. This is
Oh,
36
I forgot.
episodes in. This
I
is where we
forgot
lose.
we're on a podcast. And then he said it's slow. That's I don't know if that just came up, but I just saw it. So
Does it give
it
you a
doesn't
timestamp?
flash across the screen either, by the way. There's nothing that like indicates that it's moving or anything that someone posted. I just gotta keep looking. So I'm sorry.
So
Gosh.
what? You have the actual live recording up in front of you, or does it have like an area for a chat? Excuse me, within
No,
StreamYard.
it's in StreamYard. I would not ever be able to see them on the other thing. It's too small.
I'm not sure if you had a tab open on the computer. PIP. Maybe a second
Are you
monitor
kidding me?
set
You know
up.
how many issues we have just doing this normally? I think I want to run other things? Definitely not.
Hook it up to a TV, then you have more surface area essentially, and you can have bigger multiple screens set up.
Hook what up to a TV?
Your computer.
I don't know how to do that.
HDMI, boom. That's it.
I don't have the
HDMI
HDMI
out,
port on this.
HDMI in. It's a Surface tablet, isn't it?
It's a Surface Book.
So yeah, there's got to be an HDMI on that. HDMI out,
Um, would it be the regular size of an
absolutely.
HDMI?
It might be a mini because it's thin. Could be a mini HDMI.
A mini HDMI. I'm going to turn my flashlight on so I can see.
But yeah, if it should have a video out, and then you connect that to your TV, So you basically have a bigger
I don't know
monitor.
what an HDMI mini looks like, but there's something over here.
It looks
Could be.
almost identical to an HDMI, just smaller.
No, that didn't look like it. Then I have 2 USBs and a long, skinny, flat one here that looks like it could be like a memory card or something, but I'm sure that's not what it is. That's it.
Oh, dude, I wish you could see this right now. So my gecko is shedding, and they do this very secretively. You don't see it happen very often, and I'm watching her right now. She's pulling the skin off of her back, and her man, she's so bright.
Does she have to wear shades?
Yeah, it's the day gecko, so it's the bright green. She was on the side of the wall earlier, the glass, and I saw her, and she looked. You can tell when they're getting ready to shed. It looks like you basically took a white can of spray paint and dusted them with it. I don't know how else to explain that unless you've like actually seen it. And so I looked at her and I'm like, oh, she's gonna shed pretty soon. And right now I'm watching her pull it all off of her. It's fascinating. Probably not to you, but to me it is. I have a video of it of the late male doing it and pulling off all his tail completely in one piece.
This is something that I really wish that I could see. Too bad I
I'll
can't.
flip the camera around. I
No,
don't care.
I'm good. Nick said,
You know they
"Watch
eat it
George
too.
disconnect." That's disgusting.
They eat it.
So
It's full of nutrients, and they do it to prevent predators from finding out where they are. No trace.
smart, smart. Did you hear what I said? He said.
No.
He said, "Watch George disconnect." So that was back, 5 minutes ago when we were talking about. I don't know. And then he said that sounded a little disturbing. I agree with you, Nick. That did sound disturbing.
What did?
All the
Oh,
nasty,
she's got like
cool
one whole
things that you're
piece
talking
off
about.
of her leg. She's ripping it off.
Mm,
It's like,
yay.
you're taking off like a tight sock.
Sounds gross.
It's not. It's just skin.
Oh yeah, that makes it not sound
You
gross.
never peeled the sunburn? Oh, that's a
Yeah,
keeper.
it's.
That's
I
a
don't feel
keeper.
like it's gross. That's gross. I don't feel like it's gross
What
for me
movie's
to
that
peel
from?
my
There's
own.
another comment for you.
I don't know.
You don't know what that movie that's from? Oh my
Mm.
god.
Where they peel their own skin.
No, that's kind of yeah.
Nick said, "Now we need the porn music."
You're not a fan of Michael Myers?
Yeah, a little bit. Was
You
it
never
from
saw one.
Austin Powers?
Yeah.
It's been too long since I've seen Austin Powers to be able to remember that. Obviously, I know a couple of fat bastard quotes, and then the lower. How does it feel, baby? That's it. That's all I got.
I bought them as a 3-pack at Best Buy. They had them in one of those little the round like throw bins that they have during the holidays. Just toss a bunch of random shit in there. All 3 of them. They're not even opened.
That's funny.
The movies are funny.
They're good. I like them.
Some of my
Definitely.
favorites.
I've got a wee turtle poking out.
Just scenes are going through my head right now.
They were good movies for sure. I heard that there was going to be another one, but I don't know. I don't know if that just stopped or what.
He's kind of just disappeared a little bit.
He did. He hosted the Gong Show when that came back out a couple years ago, and he was somebody else. Like he never said he was like he had like makeup on and everything else, and he had a different name, and they never said Michael Myers. They never did it, but like everybody was like that's Michael Myers, like that's Mike Myers, like that's him. And then like it came out later that it definitely was him, but it was funny that he just totally went with it. You know, uh, it was pretty cool.
I can't remember the
Pretty
last
cool.
thing that I saw. I think The Love Guru was the last movie that I saw with him in it that was
That
new.
was good too. That was funny too. That one was
I
underrated.
I saw it once. I don't really remember. I remember laughing at it, but I don't remember like
He
some
played that
other.
like big old whatever instrument. Like he was. I don't know what it's called, but it was funny.
The only thing I remember that was hilarious is he was saying this saying to people that meant some like good fortune or wishing somebody well, and he would say Mariska Hargitay, and that is when I found out that that chick's name was her name. He's like Mariska Hargitay, and I was like, what? And then she's in what Law and Order or one of those drama shows on television, and then that's when I learned that was her name.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember from that particular movie.
He said he's been in a few movies. You can't even tell it's him. Dramatic roles too. Yeah, I think he's good. I think he can do it all. He's one of those guys that might have been pigeonholed at first, just because of his comedy, but he can definitely do, some serious stuff. He can pull that off.
Now, you couldn't tell it was him because of how he's aged, Nick, or just in like the costume preparation that they gave him for the movies.
I mean, he looks exactly like himself now as he aged, so that can't be it. He
So
said
probably just
he said uncredited, like in the movies uncredited. So he just is in there.
tossed in for seasoning.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise was uncredited in Tropic Thunder.
Dude, he was my favorite fucking role in that movie. I always thought he was better as a comedic role versus like a serious kind of like heroine type. I just couldn't take him seriously, like in Mission Impossible or he was. I did like him in Collateral with Jamie Foxx. Was that?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know if that was the name of it, but
I
it
think he
was
was
good.
technically the bad guy. I did like him in that, but he was kind of serious. But like, I always thought he was funny. Like in Tropic
Didn't he
Thunder,
didn't he play Jack Ryan in that? Or is that a different movie?
I think Jack Ryan's a different movie.
No, there was one movie that wasn't called Jack Ryan, but he was Jack Ryan in it. And then there was the Jack Ryan movie. And now there's a Jack Ryan show on Prime, but I might be off. He said the makeup he had on, by the way. Um, but I think he's a great action star, to be honest with you. It's like I don't love the guy off camera, but the fact that he does like all his own stunts and stuff like that, I think
No,
that's
he's a
pretty
nut
cool.
job.
Yeah, he's insane, but that's what makes for this like great footage. You know what I mean? Like you can't fake that. You're never gonna get that like freeze frame still of some dude that doesn't look anything like him. Like they do that stuff all the time. Everybody, the technology that's out there now catches everybody. I forget what I was watching, but they showed like a clip of like a car like spinning out of control, and they froze it at like the perfect frame where you can see the guy's whole head, and they're like, "This guy? Who's that guy?" Like it doesn't look anything like him. It's just funny. The technology is too good to keep doing that.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them where they catch it. It's like and it's not even close. Because they used to have them back in the day, just in case anybody came on set and might have seen. They have those lookalikes who get pretty close, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just becoming harder to find people who look like actors, but like the stunts are getting more out of control. But yeah, I've seen a few where it's like it's not even in the same league.
Oh, like the last scene where Andre the Giant was riding off from the Princess Bride when he was riding off on that horse. Oh, oh, you
I
don't
don't
know that
remember. It's
scene.
been so long since I saw that.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah, man. If only you had like some way to see it, it would be it'd be cool.
Just this part of the country, streaming is hard to get set up.
Mhm. It'd be cool if there was like a solution that was outside of the streaming world that you could like put like a disc in, and watch it that way.
It was just the
That,
90s.
that would be crazy
It's just the
if
90s.
that
I
kind
gotta
of
go find a DVD
if
player.
you actually had that ability like an Xbox, if you had
What's a
something
Blu-ray
like that,
player?
your Xbox will play DVDs.
It's a Blu-ray player.
Okay,
It plays Blu-ray DVDs.
Blu-ray DVDs.
Is there a Blu-ray DVD of The Princess Bride?
Does it exist? Are you asking?
Yeah,
Of course it exists.
I'll have to find that then.
No, I bet you if you put your DVD in right now, it'll play.
It won't. It's a Blu-ray player.
Okay, try it.
It's not a Blu-ray.
Try it.
I can't right now.
Yeah, you don't even know where it is
Yes, I
because
do.
you're a
It's above me.
butthole.
It's above me. It's on the shelf.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Collecting dust.
I think my computer also plays DVDs. My
Yeah.
Mazda could if it was still running.
So you'd hear the audio of everything.
In what?
Your Mazda. Did you actually have a screen?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Hmm.
that. Pretty groovy.
I had Clerks 2. No, I actually had the first Clerks in there permanently. It was always in there, so I could play it anytime during a trip or being in my car.
A great movie.
I used to, when I worked for the dealership, when I was salary, I had an hour lunch, so I would go out there when I still had the Mitsubishi, had the same radio in it, and I would just watch Clerks on my lunch.
So I just went back to banner and comment again, and now I can see his other comments. Um, or other comment. He said, "I'm yelling. It will still work." Yeah, see that?
No, it won't. It's a Blu-ray DVD player. Okay,
Say the words again slowly, and just so you can hear yourself say them. It's a what?
a Blu-ray DVD player.
Blu-ray what?
Blu-ray DVD player.
Right, DVD,
Oh, what does DVD stand for? Digital video
digital video
disc.
disc.
Yeah, and that's what that is, but it's a Blu-ray.
Right, it'll play DVDs. Okay, I mean, there's not any way that I can prove it to you because I obviously don't have the Xbox. But if you just put it in there and put your camera on it and show me that it doesn't work some other time, then I'll believe you. Until that point, I don't think you're telling the truth.
Okay, I'll prove it.
Okay.
Remember HD discs?
No.
You don't? They were around for about 3 days.
I remember HD cassettes.
No, we there were HD DVDs that came out just before. Well, it was supposed to be in competitor to Blu-ray. It just didn't even come close. Because with Blu-ray, you get both. You get the audio and the video side of it. Whereas the HD, I believe, was only the video side. They had their own player. They had their own like branded color on the boxes. You could get most DVDs in the HD format when they came out, but you don't remember those really.
No.
Blu-ray's got like that kind of bluish tinted, and that like the silver, and the HD DVDs had like this deep maroon and gray.
How come I don't see them anywhere?
Because I'm telling you, they were around for a week, and they
But I
blew
would
up.
think
They
I would think that I would find them like when I was out like thrifting. You know what I mean? Like see something. But I guess not.
This was a long time ago too. We'll have to keep an eye out
Yeah,
for them. I can't believe you've never seen them before. But you weren't working at Best Buy around that time, so
I
you weren't
weren't.
exposed to it. I think you could. I don't know if you could only get them at Best Buy, but they were pushing it pretty hard, and then it just completely just fell off, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't. We're not
They
going
were
to
on the
talk about
wrong
this.
horse there.
We're just going to push this to the side." And then Blu-ray went nuts, and it was $1,000 to get a Blu-ray player.
Well, another thing Best Buy did was they dropped T-Mobile so that they could take Sprint on.
That
And
aged
then
well.
here we are. They have T-Mobile now, I believe, like dedicated T-Mobile.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, it's 58 minutes and 50 seconds, 52, 53, 54. You get the point.
Keep counting.
59.
It's about that
So
time.
it is. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this. I'm going to take my dog out, try to get him to poop again. Then I'm going to go pew pew. Are you going to pew pew with us?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's what I said.
Do you remember the church lady from Saturday Night Live? Or are you just too young?
Not at all.
You're missing out.
Hmm.
You're missing out.
I'm gonna watch her finish taking her skin off, and then I'm gonna eat, and then I'll be out of
I just put the music on.
there around 8:30.
8:30.
Around
What?
8:30.
What's around 8:30? I missed what you
Drop-in
said.
time is around 8:30.
It's 9:26.
Forget it.
I don't understand.
Cue the music that I don't get to fucking listen to.
It's the best. Haha. He said pew pew because that's what we say, and then he said, "Isn't that special?" And you don't know that because you didn't see Church Lady.
Isn't that special?
Isn't that special?
I know the saying, and I don't know if I know it because I've seen it or I've just heard somebody say it, but I know what you're. Isn't that special? I know what you're saying, but I don't
It's
recall.
Dana Carvey, and he's
Who?
hysterical. It's Garth from Wayne and Garth. You were talking about Mike Myers. You got to know who Wayne's World
Yeah,
is.
haven't seen that in forever too.
Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Okay. I'm going to remove you and remove myself and let the music play for a couple seconds, and I'm going to end the
All right, man.
broadcast.
Have fun.
But
I'm not
thank.
hearing anything. I'm just attempting
I know
to
that's
bob
just
my head and
that's right. It's the rock one, so even though it doesn't have any edge to it at all. But, all right, I'm gonna remove us, and then I'm gonna say then I'm gonna end the broadcast. So remember, like, there's my camera. Like, it's like I have a studio. Like I'm looking at a camera over there where there's no camera. You know, like, oh, that one's not on right now. I didn't look at the red light. I got to look at this one. Idiot. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
We'll see you in the next one.
Peace out.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.